In the whirlwind that may be a twin flame relationship, it may be arduous to maintain your stability, and one in all the twin flames would possibly resort again to the silent treatment after an argument. Now, the silent treatment is merciless because it leaves the different particular person fully helpless and in not using a manner to resolve the state of affairs. If that seems like you, I'll inform you precisely what you can do when your twin flame gives you the silent treatment. 1. Perceive why they're giving you the silent treatment. Individuals who give somebody the silent treatment do so as a result of their attempting to harm you as a lot as potential without really saying so. However, generally they don't need to harm you and relatively simply strive to defend themselves. When any individual doesn't let you into their world, it's a manner for them to emotionally distance themselves from you and thus really feel much less harm. To grasp why they're doing this, you have to take a look at their previous relationships and previous love experiences. If, for instance, any individual shut to them was left for any individual else, they could worry the identical occurring to them and thus really feel insecure about your relationship. Or if any individual shut to them persistently deserted them, they'll have belief points and would possibly continuously really feel that you are going to go away them. You see, when any individual shut to them continuously criticized them and made them really feel unhealthy about themselves, they is perhaps afraid that you will do the identical. There are lots of things that may occur that may make an individual afraid of relationships and open communication. In the finish, the silent treatment is at all times extra about them than it's about you. You possibly can't at all times perceive why any individual is the manner there. However, you ought to strive to anyway. When you strive to perceive their viewpoint, you can be in a position to see that they aren't being deliberately merciless or hateful in direction of you, however relatively simply attempting to defend themselves from a foul state of affairs. When you strive to perceive what they're considering, it'll make it simpler for them to open up and talk with you once more. For instance, if any individual is afraid that your relationship would possibly find yourself like their relationship with their ex-partner, then they is perhaps scared of their relationship as a result of it may finish badly for them. They could additionally not need a relationship with open communication as a result of they worry that by doing so, they'll really feel extra insecure and susceptible than earlier than. In such conditions, the silent treatment is normally a manner for them to defend themselves from feeling susceptible. Nevertheless, though you would possibly perceive their purpose for giving you the silent treatment, nonetheless doesn't make it okay for them to deal with you that manner. 2. Inform them how their conduct impacts and hurts you. You possibly can do this by writing them an email or a letter and telling them how they harm you and have an effect on you by giving you the silent treatment. This may assist them perceive that you will not be doing something mistaken and that you will not be attempting to harm them both. If you are in a relationship with your twin flame, it is perhaps useful to have a sincere and open dialogue with them and inform them how their conduct impacts and hurts you. And if your twin flame is somebody you love, however do not have a relationship with, you can nonetheless talk your emotions to them and clarify to them how their conduct impacts and hurts you. You see, when somebody you care about gives you the silent treatment, it may well really feel devastating. It will probably make you really feel insecure, susceptible, and confused. It will probably additionally make you query your relationship with that particular person, and even your love for them. However, if that is the case, then it is crucial to know that it's not your fault in any respect. You have got completed nothing mistaken, and you haven't harmed them in any manner, so there isn't a purpose for them to deal with you like this both. So if they're treating you like this due to one thing that occurred in the previous, then they want to find out how to let go of it and transfer on with their lives. By telling them how their conduct impacts you, you would possibly change their thoughts. What would a relationship coach say? Whereas this text will make clear the predominant things you can do when your twin flame gives you the silent treatment. It may be useful to communicate to knowledgeable relationship coach about your state of affairs. Not solely will you get direct assist. However, their recommendation can be tailor-made to your particular person wants. Relationship Hero is a well-liked website that place extremely educated relationship coaches assist folks work by means of advanced relationship points, like the silent treatment. So what makes me so certain they can assist you? Properly, when my relationship was breaking down, I assumed there was no going again. However, from the second I obtained in contact with a relationship coach, I used to be given sensible recommendation that helped me and my twin flame get again on observe. I used to be blown away by how understanding they had been and the way efficient their strategies proved to be. Inside minutes, you might be receiving life-changing recommendation on how to clear up your points with your twin flame. 3. Ignore it, if you can. If you can ignore it and be fully unaffected by their silence, then it is perhaps a good suggestion to do that. This may present them that their conduct has no impact on you and can make them perceive that their conduct is just not serving to them in any manner. If you can ignore their silence, I might advise you to do so at the least for some time till you really feel that it's time to reply to them. However, I additionally understand how tough this may be, particularly when you care about this particular person so much. It may be arduous to ignore their conduct, particularly when they aren't responding to you and you need to say one thing. But when you can do this, then it'll present them that you will not be affected by their silence, and that it doesn't have an effect on your relationship. This may additionally make them really feel uncomfortable and confused as properly, so that is additionally factor. The entire level of the silent treatment is normally to get you to beg them for contact once more. So if you don't do that, they'll understand their strategies don't work. 4. Be light with yourself, and don't be arduous on yourself. If you are being emotionally abused or if you are being given the silent treatment by your twin flame, then you have to be light with yourself, and do not be arduous on yourself. They're being merciless to you as a result of they aren't in a position to correctly talk with you, and are being hurtful as a result of their feeling a sure manner, and do not understand how to take care of it. You aren't at fault for his or her conduct, so please do not be arduous on yourself and blame yourself for his or her hurtful and merciless behavior. Now, if there's something you did mistaken, you can apologize for it after all. But when you really feel like you didn't do something mistaken, then there may be nothing to really feel unhealthy about. 5. Provide options for the future in order that it doesn't occur once more. If you know that the silent treatment is one thing that occurs ceaselessly in your relationship, then you can supply them options for the future in order that it doesn't occur once more. For instance, if you are in a relationship and your companion continuously gives you the silent treatment, you can supply them a manner to talk their emotions to you in a manner that feels comfy for them. You possibly can supply them to write their emotions down in a journal in order that they will replicate upon them in peace. Or you can supply them a particular time and place they will focus on their emotions with you, with none interruptions. Now, it is crucial to focus on these things earlier than things get heated once more. You possibly can resolve one thing, like if things get heated, you will take 2 hours to yourselves, after which return to the dialogue. Little things like this can assist you keep away from the silent treatment fully in the future. 6. Set agency boundaries for yourself in order that you aren't a sufferer of emotional abuse. If you continuously let your twin flame give you the silent treatment and do not set agency boundaries for yourself, then you is perhaps a sufferer of emotional abuse. You possibly can set boundaries for yourself by not permitting them to deal with you badly and by not accepting their silence as a manner to resolve an argument. You possibly can set boundaries for yourself by breaking apart with them if you are in a relationship with them, or you can set boundaries for yourself by ending the relationship. Now you may also set boundaries for yourself by letting them know that the silent treatment is hurtful and that you want them to finish their silence and discuss to you. Once more, if that is one thing that occurs usually, the silent treatment generally is a type of emotional abuse. So if you expertise this, let your twin flame know that except their conduct modifications, you won't be in a relationship with them anymore. You want to be agency about your boundaries and never allow them to deal with you badly. You want to be strict about this and know that except they need to discuss to you and resolve their points with you, then they'll have to do so in one other manner. 7. Don't reply in anger and escalate things. If you can ignore their silence and be unaffected by it, then you can reply to them in a peaceful, light, and loving manner. If they're continuously giving you the silent treatment and you know that they won't get away of their silence, it may be tempting to reply to them in anger. Don't do that. Nonetheless, as a result of that may simply escalate the state of affairs and make things even worse than they already are. You possibly can reply to them calmly and ask them why they're treating you like this and why they gained it, simply discuss to you. You see, particularly when it comes to things like arguments, Responding whereas you're in a state of anger is normally not a good suggestion and can most probably escalate the state of affairs. If you are in a relationship with this particular person, and so they proceed to deal with you like this, then allow them to know that, except they modify their conduct, then you gained it be in a relationship with them anymore. And in the event that they proceed to deal with you like this, which is most probably the case, then break up with them. They are going to know that, except they modify their conduct, then you gained it be in a relationship with them anymore. All these things may be stated calmly, although. 8. Don't beg or plead them to discuss to you once more. If you know that the silent treatment is one thing that they do ceaselessly, then you mustn't beg them to discuss to you once more, as a result of that may solely make them need to use it much more. As an alternative, you can wait till they break their silence and supply them a chance to discuss to you. For instance, you can inform them that you are there for them, and that you need to speak about what occurred, and that you need to strive to resolve the state of affairs. Now, begging and pleading are precisely what encourage the silent therapies, as your twin flame will really feel as if they're in management when they make the most of them. You clearly don't need that to occur, so please don't beg them for contact. Give it some thought. If you respect yourself, you won't settle for this sort of conduct. Proper. Now, I do know what you're going by means of is hard. However, wouldn't it assist to communicate to knowledgeable relationship coach? When my twin flame and I had been going by means of a tough patch, talking to a coach at Relationship Hero actually saved us. That's why I at all times advocate their providers to anybody going through silent treatment. Their coaches have in-depth expertise in coping with relationship breakdowns. Their tried and testing strategies might be the savior of your relationship too. 9. Don't apologize if you did nothing mistaken. If you know that you did nothing mistaken and that you are fully harmless, then do not apologize simply so that they cease the silent treatment. If you know that your twin flame is emotionally abusing you and giving you the silent treatment, then you mustn't apologize for one thing you haven't completed. If you know that you did nothing mistaken and have completed nothing to harm them, then please do not apologize, and do not allow them to guilt journey you into it. You see, the silent treatment is an incredible manner of getting you to take the blame for an argument simply and try to convey again peace. The factor is, your twin flame will study that so long as they offer you the silent treatment, then you can be prepared to take the blame for an argument. In different phrases, so long as they offer you the silent treatment, then they will guilt journey you into apologizing. This may make them really feel as if they're in management and that they will guilt journey you into apologizing for nothing in any respect. That's not the foundation of a wholesome relationship in any respect. 10. Don't be afraid to go away the state of affairs. If you know that your twin flame is emotionally abusing you, then don't be afraid to go away the state of affairs. You see, if you keep in a state of affairs that's emotionally abusive, then you will really feel as if you haven't any say in the matter and that your twin flame can do no matter they need with you. You'll really feel as if there isn't an escape from this unhealthy relationship as a result of they're in command of every part. It may be very harmful for your emotional or bodily well-being to keep in a relationship that's emotionally abusive, so please do not be afraid to go away it. Now, if it is a first-time factor, then discuss to your twin flame and make it clear to them that if this conduct continues, you will go away. Please don't accept their BS. You deserve far more than that. 11. Don't take it personally or blame yourself for his or her conduct. If you know that you did nothing mistaken and that you are fully harmless, then do not take it personally or blame yourself for his or her behavior. You don't have anything to apologize for, and you have completed nothing mistaken. So please do not take their behavior personally and do not blame yourself for his or her hurtful and merciless behavior. Taking it personally or taking the blame for his or her conduct will solely harm you, much more. So please know the place you stand and who you are, and don't accept much less. You bought this. If you can apply the following tips and methods to your relationship with your twin flame after they gave you the silent treatment, then you will certainly really feel higher and extra empowered. Nevertheless, if you can't do that, you can at all times search assist from a therapist or from a trusted pal who would possibly have the ability to assist you out. In the finish, you don't have to undergo this alone, so don't be afraid to ask for help and assist if you want it.